The FBI files on Frank Sinatra's connection with the mob were finally released, and the contents are absolutely terrifying. Frank Sinatra wasn't just a beacon of entertainment that lit up Hollywood throughout the 20th century, he was also a figure of intense controversy, especially with his suspected ties to the Mafia and his poorly hidden substance abuse problem. However, his ties to the biggest mobsters in America, including Lucky Luciano, Sam Giancana, and Carlo Gambino, smeared him in influential Hollywood circles, hanging his reputation by a thread. The first sound was the explosion of the battering ram slamming into the locked office door. The noise hit the hallway like a violent shockwave. It was still dark outside, and the entire government building was supposed to be quiet. Only cleaning crews and night guards normally walked these halls at this hour. Yet the FBI pushed through the entrance with full force. The agents moved fast, and their boots struck the marble floor with sharp, heavy steps that echoed like warning shots. The building was meant for public service and lawmaking, not violent raids. This made the scene even more disturbing. The agents later described a sick feeling in their stomachs when they realized they were treating a government office the same way they treated cartel hideouts. Everybody in this field office will play a vital part in ensuring that it's a safe event for everybody. Their target was a senior legislative aide who worked closely with a respected state lawmaker. The FBI had kept him under quiet surveillance for weeks after noticing irregular patterns in state shipping records, unexplained late-night entries on his building access logs, and several unusual financial transfers connected to shell organizations that had no real offices or staff. Agents also discovered that he had repeatedly visited restricted areas inside the building without any clear reason. They watched him arrive at unpredictable hours and observed him leaving through side exits that staff rarely used. These patterns did not fit the behavior of a normal government employee. They signaled someone who was hiding something. The FBI did not want to move until they were certain, but the final warning sign came when they intercepted a courier manifest linked to his office that did not match any approved state delivery. The shipment had no sender information, no digital signature, and had been routed through a suspicious private carrier that was already under investigation. At that point, the agents knew they had enough. To many people, he looked like a man who represented fairness and responsibility. That belief collapsed the moment agents entered his office. The room looked harmless at first glance. There were framed family photos, awards for community work, and children's drawings that were taped to the wall from past school visits. The surface of his desk was clean. Nothing appeared out of place.
The entire room looked like it belonged to a dedicated public servant. Then the agents saw the plain courier box sitting in the center of the conference table. It looked normal, but something about it felt wrong. When they opened it, they froze. Inside were 8 kilograms of cocaine, wrapped so tightly that the bricks bulged against the plastic. The cocaine was the same quality used by major cartels.
50 packages, 2.2 pounds per package, so about 110 pounds with a value of about $1.5 million.
Under the bricks was a ghost number handgun. This kind of weapon has no traceable serial number. Under the gun was a stack of cash bound with rubber bands. The bundles contained $39,000. Each bundle was wrapped in the exact style used by street-level distributors. Veteran agents felt a rising tension as they stared at the contents. One of them whispered that this felt different from any drug seizure he had done inside a city home.
This is what we would definitely call up into a Tier 1 type level drug transaction.
This was inside the heart of state government. A discovery like this could not be accidental. It meant someone with direct access to lawmakers and classified discussions was involved in organized crime. The aide was found standing in the hallway. He looked frozen, his body was stiff, and his hands trembled as they were placed in handcuffs. He said nothing. Security logs showed he entered the building at 4:15 in the morning. This was hours before any staff normally arrived. The FBI realized he had come early to move something before anyone could see him. One agent looked at the courier box again and said in a low voice that this was not a drug case. This was infiltration. And once they opened his encrypted laptop, they learned he was not working alone. The aide's laptop sat on the metal table like a piece of evidence dragged out of a war zone. The room was silent, except for the hum of cooling fans and the slow movement of agents taking their positions. When a forensic technician pressed the power button, the screen lit up with a black background and a single blinking cursor. There was no login page and no welcome screen. The machine looked nothing like a normal government device. One agent stared at the screen. "This looks like something built for classified work," he said quietly. Another agent shook his head. "A staffer should never touch a system like this." The technicians began their work. They tried every standard tool they had, but the laptop fought back. It was protected by layers of encryption strong enough to erase the entire drive if someone entered the wrong command.
They need to pay the people that did it. And if some people don't get money, some people died.
The agents watched the struggle with growing concern. The aide was never given access to anything close to this level of technology. Something about the situation felt wrong in a way none of them could ignore. Hours passed before the first layer finally cracked. When the technicians unlocked the hidden directories, the room froze. The screen filled with folders. They looked harmless at first: health outreach, rural supplies, infrastructure review, grant finalization. Each title suggested normal government work. When the technicians opened them, the truth came out fast. The health outreach documents held shipment logs for narcotics. The rural supply folders showed transport routes for fentanyl and meth hidden inside legitimate state deliveries. The infrastructure memos detailed paths designed to move illegal shipments through inspection areas without triggering searches. The grant approvals were fake. They had been created to cover the costs of moving drugs through official channels.
Our territorial waters are a free-for-all, really. It's like the Wild West out there.
A wave of disbelief moved through the room. Just then, an analyst clicked on an encrypted message. The words on the screen were short: "Removal confirmed." The room went completely silent. Everyone knew what removal meant in cartel language. It meant a killing that had been approved and scheduled. One agent whispered, "He is not just moving drugs, he is making decisions about who gets erased." The technicians opened another directory and found a digital map. Dozens of hidden addresses spread across the Southwest. Each one had been disguised inside government paperwork and approved through the aide's office. The agents stared at the map in shock. The more they opened, the clearer the pattern became. The laptop contained the blueprint of a hidden network. It reached into multiple states and used public systems to move illegal shipments without detection. As the analysts kept decoding the files, the map exposed every warehouse, shell company, and transport hub that the FBI would soon prepare to raid next. Operation Crosscut.
Man, leave them alone.
This morning, two new major American cities now in the crosshairs. Operation Crosscut began at exactly 2:30 in the morning. Every location on the target list came directly from the aide's decrypted network map. The map revealed the real structure of the cartel's hidden operations in a way that stunned even the senior analysts.